Ow.
Okay, video for you guys today. This time we're back on the Cruze. So, I'm sure you saw in the title, and maybe a little clickbaity, I don't know, we'll see. But every Cruze at some point in time, I think most of GM vehicles around this era will end up throwing a StabiliTrak warning on your dash. Sometimes when it throws that warning, it'll also throw the car into limp mode to where you can barely drive down the road. We're going to go through the process of kind of trying to figure out what would cause that, but I'm going to tell you right now, pro tip, 99% of the time, the culprit is this, your negative battery cable. They came from the factory with really bad crimps on the connections here and down here. So those connections go out, the car isn't grounded completely and starts throwing all sorts of electrical groundlets. Most of the time when it comes to issues on cars, electrical issues on cars, it's usually bad grounds. So this is where you need to start first. It's a super easy fix. It takes like seriously 2 minutes. You have a 10 mil, a 10 mil, and then a 10 mil right here. Take those off, pull this one out, put the new one in, tighten it back up, okay? There you go. That's how you switch that out super fast. While you do have this switched out, make sure you check and see for any sort of corrosion right here on this ground, because there's a ground that goes down here, runs along, grounds into the block and elsewhere on the car. Okay, so that's going to be the more than likely cause of your issue and most electrical issues in general on cars. Secondly, if you have the service StabiliTrak, this ground is good, you don't have any other codes. Okay, what you may want to look at is the connectors right here. There's 3 connectors on your computer. Okay, sometimes I notice this, don't know why, for whatever reason or whatnot, the little lock popped out and this lock arm had actually flipped up, and I saw it randomly when I opened up the hood and it just came apart on its own. Sometimes they can unconnect themselves, reconnect it. If they are connected, you may want to disconnect the battery cable, then take off each of these connectors, spray it with electrical cleaner like Diagnostic, let it soak up and clean it, check for any corrosion. If there is corrosion, use the Diagnostic and like a soft toothbrush to clean the connectors up, let them dry, put it back together, and then check it. That would be option number 2. If that's good, those 2 things are good, check the rest of your grounds on the car. There's this one right here, my very first video, right here underneath the coil pack. There's this ground here. There's another ground right above it. I don't know where all the grounds are specifically on the car, but just check those. Make sure that 1, they are all tight, and 2, that they aren't corroded up. Okay, that's if you don't have any other code being thrown with it. Now if you have the service StabiliTrak and then some sort of a misfire code, then we're going to move on to this. After that, you want to look at your coil, because more than likely your coil pack is dying, and as they die, they start to cause misfires and all that. So coil pack would be replaced. At the same time, you can go ahead and replace your plugs. And make sure when you put the plugs in, you torque them down to what they're supposed to be torqued, and then make sure that the boots that connect the plugs underneath the coil, right, got your coil pack here, the boots that connect to the top of the plug and to the bottom of the coil, make sure that they are fully seated on both ends. If not, you'll have an electrical arc jumping, not making the full connection. It can cause you to throw that code. Also too, there's that ground under here that could be the cause of a misfire code here, or like my very first video, just cause the car to turn over but not fire off because it's not grounded out and getting any spark. If you have a catalyst efficiency code and maybe not a misfire code, you could also be caused by bad plugs and or a coil pack dying that needs to be replaced as well, because it's not burning the fuel as much as it should be, and the readings across before and after the cat are coming off wonky. Those should be the main causes of what would cause you to have some sort of StabiliTrak warning, and that's what you need to do to look at them. If for whatever reason you go through all of these and you still have the light, at that point in time, it would probably be wise to go either take it to someone you know or get a reader to actually plug into the car, not just a code reader, but something that can actually monitor the OBD2 system in live time to make sure that all of the sensors and everything is functioning correctly. Because at that point in time, you may have some hidden sensor somewhere that is just not playing well, and you would need to replace it. But that's the order of operations for this. But like I said, I'm recording this now, it's August 2024. If you somehow have a Cruze or Sonic or whatever that still has the stock battery cable on it, you've managed to outlast pretty much everybody else. But 99% of the time, this is the cause of your problem and pretty much all the electrical gremlins in the car. Alright guys, pretty quick video for today. It's just a troubleshooting thing. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that stuff. And thanks for watching.